Tom Hanks was looking out his window when he saw it. A delivery driver had dropped a package, and now his boss was beating him. In broad daylight, in a parking lot, punching him in the face while the kid just stood there and took it. Tom didn't call security. He didn't call the cops. He ran outside himself. What happened next got Tom Hanks banned from that delivery company for life, and he didn't care. Stay until the end. Because what happened to that delivery driver will blow your mind. If you're not subscribed yet, do it now. These stories need to be heard. March 12, 2014, Los Angeles, 2:30 p.m. Tom Hanks was in his home office, working on a script. His desk faced a window that overlooked the driveway and the street beyond. A delivery truck pulled up. Nothing unusual. Tom got packages all the time. The driver got out. Young. Maybe 22. He was carrying a large box, heavy, from the way he was struggling with it. Then he tripped. The box hit the ground, hard. Something inside shattered. You could hear it from inside the house. The driver froze. He stared at the box like it was a bomb. A second man got out of the truck. Older, bigger. Red face, veins popping in his neck. The supervisor. Tom watched the supervisor walk toward the kid. And then it happened. The supervisor grabbed the driver by the collar, slammed him against the truck, and started punching him. Not a shove, not a slap. Actual punches. To the face, to the stomach. While the kid just stood there, taking it, not fighting back. You worthless piece of shit. Do you know what was in that box? That's coming out of your paycheck. Every cent. Another punch. Please, Mr. Hendricks. I'm sorry. I tripped. I didn't mean another punch. Shut up. You're done. You hear me? Done. Tom was already running. He burst out the front door, sprinted across the lawn. By the time he reached the parking lot, the supervisor had the kid pinned against the truck, fist raised for another blow. Hey! The supervisor turned. Get your hands off him, now. The supervisor's eyes went wide. He recognized Tom Hanks. Everybody recognized Tom Hanks. He let go of the kid immediately. The driver slumped against the truck, bleeding from his lip, holding his ribs. Mr. Hanks, this isn't what it looks like. This employee damaged valuable property. You were just assaulting him. I watched from my window, every punch, every word. Sir, company policy says, there's no company policy that allows you to beat an employee in a parking lot. What's your name? I don't have to. What's your name? The supervisor's jaw tightened. Hendricks. Gary Hendricks. Well, Gary Hendricks, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get back in that truck. You're going to drive away. And I'm going to call your company and make sure you never work there again. Hendricks laughed. Actually laughed. You think they're going to fire me because some actor complained? I've worked there for 15 years. I know people. And I know lawyers. Want to find out whose friends are scarier? Hendricks' face went red. But he got back in the truck. This isn't over, he said to the driver. You're finished. He drove away. Tom turned to the kid. He was still slumped against nothing now, holding his side, blood dripping from his lip. What's your name? Luis Delgado. Luis, can you walk? I need to get you inside. I'm fine. I should go. I need to call in and report the damaged package. You're not fine. And you're not calling anyone except maybe a doctor. Come on. Tom helped Luis inside. He sat him down in the kitchen. He got ice for his face, paper towels for the blood, and then he asked the question, why didn't you fight back? Luis pressed the ice to his lip. I can't lose this job. So you let him beat you? You don't understand, Mr. Hanks. This job, it's everything. I have a daughter. She's 3. Her mom left last year, it's just me. If I lose this job, I can't pay rent. I can't pay for daycare. I can't. He stopped, took a breath. Hendricks has been doing this for months. Not just to me, to all the drivers. Anyone who makes a mistake. He hits us, threatens us, takes money out of our checks for damaged goods. We can't complain because he's friends with the regional manager. Anyone who reports him gets fired. And everyone just accepts this? What choice do we have? It's not like delivery drivers have lawyers. We're replaceable. They know it. We know it. Tom sat across from him. You're not replaceable, Luis. Nobody is. With respect, Mr. Hanks, that's easy to say when you're you. I'm nobody. I drive a truck. I carry boxes. Nobody cares if I get hit. Nobody cares if I disappear. I care. Luis looked up. Why? Because I just watched a man twice your size beat you in my driveway. Because you stood there and took it. Because you were afraid of losing your job. Because your daughter is going to grow up thinking that's normal unless someone shows her it's not. Tom pulled out his phone. I'm going to make some calls. I need you to stay here. Here's what happened in the next 3 hours. Tom called the delivery company. He got transferred 6 times. Finally reached someone in corporate. He described what he'd witnessed. The person on the phone tried to make excuses. Tom said 4 words. Check my security cameras. He had footage, crystal clear. Every punch, every word. The company's tune changed immediately. Then Tom called a lawyer friend. Explained the situation. The friend made some calls of his own. By 6 p.m., Gary Hendricks had been fired. By the end of the week, the regional manager who had protected him was also gone, but Tom wasn't done. Luis, I need to ask you something. Yes, sir? You said other drivers were being abused too. How many? I don't know exactly. Maybe a dozen? Anyone who worked under Hendricks? Can you get me their names? Maybe. Why? Because they deserve compensation. What happened to them is illegal, and I know a lawyer who does this kind of thing pro bono. Within a month, 11 drivers had joined a lawsuit against the company. The company settled out of court. Each driver received $40,000. Luis used his money to put a down payment on a small apartment. Nothing fancy, but it was his. Stable, safe. But here's the part that changes everything. Tom offered Luis a job. I need a driver, someone to handle deliveries, pickups, errands, full-time, high benefits, good pay. Interested? Luis stared at him. You're offering me a job after all this? You showed up to work every day knowing you might get beaten. You took it because you had a daughter to feed. That's not weakness, Luis. That's strength. I want someone like that working for me. Luis worked for Tom for 4 years. He was never late, never complained, never forgot that he had been given a second chance. Then, with Tom's encouragement, he went back to school, got a business degree, took courses in logistics and supply chain management. Today, Luis Delgado is the operations manager for a mid-sized delivery company in Los Angeles. He oversees 200 drivers. His first rule when he took the job? 0 tolerance for abuse. Any supervisor who touches a driver is fired immediately. No warnings, no second chances. He's fired 3 people in 5 years. He doesn't regret any of them. His daughter is 13 now. She knows the whole story. She knows her father was beaten in a parking lot and didn't fight back because he was afraid of losing his job. But she also knows what happened next. She knows that someone saw. Someone cared. Someone ran out of their house and said, "Enough." Last year, she wrote an essay for school about her hero. She didn't write about a celebrity or an athlete. She wrote about Tom Hanks. He saw my dad when nobody else did. He didn't look away. He ran toward the problem instead of away from it. That's what a real hero does. Luis sent Tom a copy of the essay. Tom wrote back. Your daughter is wrong. You're the hero, Luis. You survived. You got back up. You built a life for her. I just happened to be watching from a window. The hard part was all you. Luis keeps that letter in his desk drawer. Every time work gets hard, every time he wants to give up, he reads it. And he remembers. Someone saw him once. Someone said, enough. And everything changed. That's the power of not looking away. That's Tom Hanks.